Thanks to having, I could actually create this in less than 2 hours. Take a listen. And I promise you, you won't regret it. Hello everyone, and welcome to Storix Media. I'm Jordan. The question is, how to make music 10, 20, 100 times faster than your competition, and I'll be answering that in this video. Why? Why should you try to make music faster? First reason is that you can be more productive and maximize on your time. As a producer, you also want to think of yourself as an entrepreneur, and you want to ensure that you are not just spending all your time working on the craft of making music, but learning other skills, which are also important to your business, right? So you want to think about your producer career as a business rather than just a form of expressing your art. Number 2, enhance creativity and spend less time on unnecessary things. Number 3, have better results and more products to offer to your clients. And finally, number 4, ultimately add more value. So the next question you may ask is how? How should you actually go about creating music faster, right? Now I have 7 steps for this. The first one, and very importantly, is that you should start with a template. Number 2, have your sounds organized and ready. Number 3, lay down your ideas and arrangements. Number 4, tweak and polish. Number 5, mix. Number 6, master. And finally, number 7, publish. All right, so what are templates? In my own book, a template is a basic layout of your arrangement, instruments, sounds, and mix. Why use templates? Alright, so the template sets you ahead of the game and helps you to be more efficient, save time, and improve creativity. Now, if you'd like to get a template that I personally use for making music, you can check the link in the description. The Reason software is a digital audio workstation, or DAW, that can significantly speed up your workflow. Now I'm going to introduce you to Reason and what it is. Reason has 4 main tabs. There's the sequencer, the rack, the mixer, and the browser. Now I'm going to go over to Reason Studios so you can see how it looks. Alright, so when you open up Reason for the first time, this is how it will look. Now I'll also try to provide a link for Reason where you can download and use it for only $1 for the first month. As you can see, Reason is laid out with 4 different windows. The first is the sequencer, which is like the arrangement window where you can arrange your song as you would like. And you have your rack here, which is already preset with 4 different effects, which are reverbs and an echo effect. And then you have your mixer here, right? At this point, there's only the master channel because there's nothing really added to this project as yet. All right, so if you want to minimize a window, this is the little button that you will press, and then you can see the other window in a more full screen display. Now, your browser is over here as well, and you can minimize and maximize on your browser as well, right? So your sequencer is where you arrange, your music will be arranged. For instance, you can add a track, create an audio track, right? And you can also create a clip by just double tapping. You can stretch, right, to whatever amount of bars you want it to be. And you can shift it around as well. So I can record my microphone into here. There's the rack where you can add instruments. You can literally drag instruments into your rack, right? And then you can use a keyboard to trigger the sounds. This is actually a loop player, so it won't be used with a keyboard. So over in your browser, you have your instrument tab, your effects tab, utility tab, and your players, right? So your instruments is basically the devices that control the instruments and the sounds that you can record into your DAW. And you will learn them as you go along. But you will have synthesizers, drum pads, drum machines. The Kong drum machine is legendary for a reason. It's been around for a long time. The Mimic Creative Sampler. Alright, so effects, you have your gate effects, where you can get a lot of cool ideas by inserting samples into it. You also have your compressor, your equalizer, you have your Neptune pitch adjuster that you can use. A lot of cool effects that Reason offers that you can use. Check it out for yourself. Utilities are like different devices that you also can use in your process of creating music. For example, you have a mixer board that you can use, and you can map. If you press tab, you can switch around. You can flip this device around and see what's at the back. You can also connect different devices, right, to other devices, one device to another, right? There's a lot about Reason, so it's just for you to experiment and see what it's like to use it. Then you have your players tab. So your players devices is literally like having a musician coming into your studio to record, right? Record an idea without having a musician coming in, right? So you can literally have like a drum sequencer that you can use to actually trigger your drums. There are 4 main tabs that you want to know. The instrument tab, which contains all your instruments that you can use to play ideas into your sequencer. You have the effects tab that you can use to create different types of effects, such as reverbs, delays, EQs, compression, and much more. You have your utilities tab that you can use also for different devices, such as combinators, mixers, and so forth. And then you have your players tab, which contains all the devices that you can use to play the instruments for you. So instead of you actually playing the instruments, for instance, you can have a drum sequencer here, right? And then you can, well, before I add the drum sequencer, I'll add the Kong drums right here. And then I can actually add the drum sequencer over it. And for instance, as you can hear the kick, you can also, for instance, use this tab to add different ideas, like a snare. Right? So you see, it's very interesting what you can do here. All right. So there are many things that you can do with Reason. Now I'm going to go over to a song that I created. I won't play the song itself, but I'll just play the instrumental that I just did a couple days ago. And thanks to having templates, I could actually create this in less than 2 hours. So take a listen. Alright, so one of the beauties about Reason is that you can work with blocks and you can set your blocks according to your song. So now we're in song view, right? I'm going to minimize the browser over here. And now I'm going to show you how you can actually create blocks by just clicking. All right, so first of all, I'm going to enter block mode by going to options, enable blocks. All right, so in block mode, I can actually create different ideas. For instance, let's say I want to create a melody. I can go to my browser, pull in a instrument such as a synthesizer, double tap to create this instrument, write in notes. Wow, that actually sounds good. So you can do that, for instance. And so you're in block mode. Now, let's say I wanted to repeat this. I can copy and paste it so it repeats. Let me delete that. All right, so let's call this block intro, and then let's go to song mode where we can actually write in our blocks. So select the pencil tool and draw in our intro here. Now I'm going to extend this loop so it sounds. And let's select block mode again by going here and selecting block. You have many blocks that you can create, as you see, up to 32 blocks, but you can do a lot with just one block. Now I'm going to create another one, and I'm going to call it verse. Right? Create another one, call it chorus. Create another one and call it outro. Well, let's say bridge first. Bridge. And then one more, and let's call it outro. All right. So we're leaving block mode, and then we're going to song mode, right? Now you can literally write in another block by selecting the pencil tool again and just write in. And you can change the lock by clicking here, verse, right? Or if you want it to be the chorus first, whichever, and then you can write in another block as well. Or you can just copy and paste this block and rename it verse. Copy and paste again. You can say chorus, copy and paste, bridge, let's move this over, copy and paste, and outro. Right now we don't have anything in these other blocks, but just an idea of what your arrangement can look like, and you can save this arrangement for future projects. So right, so the beat continues because it's being looped in our rack, right? So that's just an idea of what you can actually do by starting your project with a template. don't play around with those templates. Use the templates to your advantage to actually pump out a lot more music. In this day and age, you want to ensure that you don't start every project from scratch. Maximizing on your time, and you're being efficient with your time by using templates. So ensure that you use templates to your advantage, and I promise you, you won't regret it. So start your template today and make more music. Peace out.